Professor Black Ops. You see it, let's get it. Amazon Web Service misconfiguration exposed a 500,000 cosmetic customers. This misconfiguration is so common with Amazon. I'm actually going to show you two Amazon products at the end of the video to actually help prevent this. So let's read this article. It's super quick. Hundreds of thousands of retail customers have their personal data exposed thanks to a misconfigured cloud storage account. A research team at the review site WizCase traced the leaked Amazon S3 bucket to a popular Turkish beauty product company firm, Cosmetics with a K. 20 gigabit trove contains about 9,500 files, including thousands of Excel files with exposed personal information of 567,000 unique users who bought items from providers across multiple e-commerce platforms. Although the research team discovered no payment information, they did not find customers' full name. They did find customers' full names, physical address, purchase details among leaked orders. In some cases, phone numbers and emails were also exposed. The older orders dated back to 2019. They went right up to the present day. This indicates that the database is continually updated. WizCase warned that many of those who detail were exposed may be unaware of the leak, as e-commerce marketplace users don't check the names of the seller. Cosmetic Tick also sells under the name of MarketLog, commonly found on major Turkish e-commerce sites. WizCase warns that if the threat actors manage to find and copy the exposed data, it might put these shoppers at risk of following on phishing email fraud, including refund scams. They could even suffer physical theft of package if attacker tracks and steals shipments as they arrive at the customers' homes. Cyber criminals are always generating new methods to exploit anyone vulnerable on the internet. WizCase warned on its blog post detailing the privacy snafu. For future purposes, we recommend always inputting the bare minimum information when making a purchase or setting up an account on the internet. The less information you give the hackers to work with, the less vulnerable you are to attack. So once again, that's a misconfigured AWS resource for a foreign retailer. So let's look at a couple products that probably could help you. If you look at the Amazon S3's security best practices, so anytime you're doing anything on Amazon, you should definitely read through the best practices. Amazon S3 provides a number of security features to consider as you develop and implement your own security policies. The following best practices are general guidelines and don't respect a complete solution because these best practices not be appropriate or sufficient for your environment. Treat them as helpful considerations. So the first one is here, Amazon S3. Ensure the Amazon S3 buckets use the correct policies and are not publicly accessible. Once again, and they are not publicly accessible. Unless you explicitly require anyone on the internet to be able to read or write to your S3 buckets, you should ensure that your S3 bucket is not public. The following are some of the steps to take. Use the S3 block public access with the Amazon S3 block public access account administrator, and bucket owners can easily set up a centralized control to limit public access to their S3 resources that are enforced regardless of how the resources are created. So that's the big one. They have a few more checks. Identify the S3 bucket policies that allow wildcards. Similarly, load Amazon S3 buckets across access control lists that provide read, write, or full access to everyone or any authenticated users. Also use the list bucket API to scan all your Amazon S3 buckets, then use the get bucket get bucket website and get bucket policy to determine whether the bucket has compliant access controls and configuration. So also Amazon has the AWS Trusted Advisor. So here that is. So basically it's just a program that runs and checks on the security of your Amazon resources. So we'll just go down to the S3 right there, the S3 bucket. Check buckets in Amazon Simple Storage Service, the S3, that they have open access to permissions The bucket permission that grant list access to everyone can result in higher than expected charges. Objects in the bucket can be listed by unintended users at a high frequency. So this resource, you click on it, it just go out there and it continues to monitor the S3 bucket to make sure it's not overly permissive. So once again, that's the Amazon Trusted Advisor. Then the other one's the Security S3 Best Practices. So let's use the Amazon resources so we won't have a leakage out on the internet. Once again, it's Professor Black Ops, cybersecurity for the people. And in July, I'm actually going to set all this stuff up in a live so we can actually see it working live and in person.